Find the probability of each branch or path A through G in the tree diagram below. So this is a tree diagram where they give you some of the pieces, but some others are missing. For example, they're not telling you what A is here. Well, if you look at the two red branches, what should they add up to, those two branches? 1. So if the bottom branch there is 0.32, then the top branch has to be 0.68. So there's our A, 0.68. Hopefully that wasn't the tough part. It's from there that you have to figure out some of the missing parts with dividing. And here's why. If you were following the yellow path here, down and then up, the probability along that yellow path should be multiplied. The two probabilities, 0.32 and D, should be multiplied to produce 0.0256. To get to the end of any path on a tree diagram, you multiply the probabilities along the way. So if you're missing one of the branches, you'll have to divide both sides by 0.32. Okay, so we're going to do 0.0256. 0.0256 divided by 0.32, and you get 0.08. All right, so when you divide both sides, you get 0.08. So that's our D, 0.08. Now that you know that D is 0.08, what's the next logical branch that you can find? Right after you know the 0.08, now you know this little guy down here? E. E is 0.92 because they need to be complementary. 0.08 and 0.92 need to add up to 1. So how do we find G next? 0.32 times 0.92. So G would be 0.2944. 0.2944. And then you complete the top 0.2944, the top three pieces that you don't know in a similar fashion. So you would find C by doing 0.6392 divided by, so you would take this divided by this to get C, and that is 0.94. Once you know that C is 0.94, you'd go up to B, and that would be 0.06. And then finally, how would you find F? Yep, multiply A and B to get F, and that's going to be 0.0408. Now, a couple things to notice as we're looking at this, and one of them will be that any two branches that are produced or that grow from one particular dot. So these two branches that grow out of that dot should add up to 1. At the very end of the line, this branch, this branch, this branch, this branch, they are all sort of offspring from this original dot. So the 4 of these should all add up to 1. Okay? If you add them together, you'll find that they're 1. Another thing, another little checkpoint that you could see, and I'll do this in blue, is that these two probabilities were sprung from this dot, right? So these two should add up to 0.68, and they do, 0.0408 and 0.6392 add up to 0.68. And then finally, these two branches at the bottom here should add up to the branch that they came from, 0.32, and they do. So a couple little checks that you can do at the end of these to make sure that everything is in sync.